started with a single drink.
Hi everybody, so this is a quick little backstory on our filming at Salvation Mountain, really the miracle story of filming at Salvation Mountain. We filmed there 2 days ago, Friday, July 8th. Beautiful time, beautiful experience the whole day, really great. As you can see from the video, my little dog Lucy is my co-star in the film. She had a great time running loose around the mountain. The mountain is super dog friendly, super people friendly. It's a beautiful place to go and visit, so I definitely recommend everybody doing that.
She didn't mind his company.
As director, I insisted on having that storyline where this woman who has a hard time finding love meets this dog at Salvation Mountain, and they, I guess, fall in love.
Basically, the whole day was fine. She didn't have her leash on or her collar because she was playing a stray. And the last shot we were doing was a drone shot. In this shot where I'm holding her, the drone is coming in for a close-up, and she starts freaking out and jumps out of my arms and runs into the desert. So this is the mark Lucy left on me when I was holding her in my arms when the drone came in for a close-up.
This was a unexpected turn of events on what was otherwise a seemingly normal day. We had no idea, or at least I had no idea, that anything like this was going to happen, mainly because we spent the day with the dog running around just normally. She would come back when MadLyn and Fred would call her back to the water dish.
May we start again? I didn't mean to scare you off, my friend. Forgive me, I've been hurt before, my ego won't.
The sun was already pretty much gone. You know, we figured she would come back because she always does. She's never run away before, but she always comes when we call her. But when I realized she wasn't doing that, I started screaming my head off and crying and hysterically and just going completely nuts because this is basically like my daughter.
So they're off over there, and so I decided to go this way. Walked all the way around the outer skirts of Salvation Mountain, couldn't find her. Got back with MadLyn and Fred, and we decided to get in the car and kind of go up and down the road a little bit and yell at her name, and we couldn't. We did that probably 15-20 times. And everyone at Salvation Mountain is looking around trying to find her, and we couldn't find her.
Because we took one car with our cinematographer, we had to drive back home so he could get back to his family. So we drove 3.5 hours without my dog, who was lost by herself in the desert. And I was just thinking, does she think I abandoned her? Like, I just wanted her to know that I didn't abandon her. I didn't want to leave her there alone in the dark.
My name is Sue, and I'm the media coordinator for Salvation Mountain. And I knew that Fred and MadLyn would be visiting Salvation Mountain to film a music video. It was on a Friday that they were going to be filming. And then it was the very next day, Saturday morning, when I had heard that the dog they had with them turned up missing, and they needed help to try and find their dog Lucy. So at that point, I knew that time was important, and I needed to get the message out to as many people in the Norland Salvation Mountain area, so that people could keep their eyes open and try to find this lost dog.
The next morning, I spent much of the day calling all of the animal shelters that I could in that part of the area, her home again, microchip company, notifying them. We notified, my dad and I notified all of the caretakers of Salvation Mountain. They were kind enough to send out notices to everyone on the Facebook fan page. We made flyers, we did everything we could, and then we got in the car and we actually drove 3.5 hours back to Salvation Mountain to look for her, which of course, again, all human understanding in the mind would tell you is hopeless and stupid, because how could she be alive and how could we find her? But we were operating on pure faith and prayer, and this was literally faith in action, which is real. We get there around 8:30 at night. There was lots of traffic and it was not easy getting there. So by this point, she's been missing for about 24 hours. We see Ron, who was another caretaker at Salvation Mountain, knew that she had been missing. He was there when she took off, and he had not seen her. Sue, the other caretaker, had mentioned that we should go to a local hangout that they have there called The Range.
And so we went down to the range where they hang out on a Saturday night, and it's an open mic for them down there. And so I'm showing the flyer to several people, and I turn my head and I see this other gentleman on a bike, and I go up to him and I show him the flyer, and he flashes his flashlight down on it, and he said, how long has she been missing? I said 24 hours. And he said, I hate to tell you this, but she's probably dead. You have hawks here, you have coyotes, and they're all looking for food. So that didn't make me feel too good. So I went back to my seat alongside my daughter, and I closed my eyes and I prayed, and I said, Lord, I said, please, just you who created the heavens and the earth, this is nothing for you to make this dog of ours come back. And I opened my eyes, and there she was. And it was like, it was like such a supernatural event. It was like, oh wow, I just couldn't believe it. And I grabbed her right away, and I held her and I hugged her, and I called my daughter, who was off looking at the music, I guess, I don't know. And she looked at Lucy, and she went, oh my God, and where'd she come from? I think I kind of laughed, and I said, from heaven, or something like that.
I was so shocked and confused and happy all at the same time. I didn't even feel like I was awake or alive. My dog was in his arms, and I didn't even understand how this could be, except that it was a miracle and in no way could be explained by human understanding.
And so Fred was explaining the story to me, and I just started crying. I was so overjoyed that, like, wow, such an immediate answer to that specific prayer right in that moment.
We got up immediately, went into the car, put her in the car, and took off out of there. Went up 2 miles up the road where it was lit, because, you know, in the desert there are no lights or anything on these roads, these dirt roads. It's all dark.
Took out her water bowl, and she drank 24 ounces of water in one sitting. She's an 18-pound dog, and she drank 24 ounces of water. She wouldn't eat anything. And I just felt so unbelievably blessed that God chose to hear our prayers. Our entire church was praying, our friends, our family. And thankfully, again, because we had everything in the car from the shoot the day before. We also had my dad's camera.
Felt hopeless because I didn't know what the chances would be of having her back. But God is amazing and so faithful, and it's funny that this is Salvation Mountain and that she's still alive.
We love this dog so much, and we are just so thankful to Jesus that she came back. And we want to tell all of you there that He really answers prayers if you believe. And never give up hope or faith on something. Really, just know that He's faithful.
This is Lucy, alive and well, my little baby princess daughter, who I am so happy to have back. It's a miracle dog, and her salvation happened at Salvation Mountain. And what an interesting turn of events to have happened at this miraculous place. I just wanted to create a fun video to share with you all for the summer before I share some new stuff in the fall and the new year. And this was something that turned into something much bigger with a much more divine purpose than I think anyone could have imagined. And I just really want people to know that I don't know what you believe, but God is real and the power of Jesus is so important. And having people pray for you and you praying yourself to God is so important. And not letting anything get in the way of that. Because through faith and action and prayer, anything is possible, and you can do absolutely anything.